What's up, Box? Yo, what up, Young and Trucking? Man, this is boring. Didn't plan on getting here to Missouri this early. So I guess I get to sit all day because the dealership I'm going to isn't open on Sundays. What's up, Rolling Sunset? I am right outside of St. Louis, sitting here at Love's truck stop. And it is packed. Dude, we actually just left a Chinese buffet not too long ago. That's why I wasn't on the stoop a whole lot today. Yeah, if I can find something to do. Uber isn't even accepting rides at the moment because they're so packed up. Man, if I could... Well, I don't know, Box. Normally I'd be all about it, but the wind, I don't think you can really see it in the video, but the whole truck is shaking back and forth because of the wind. I don't know how well go-karts would go. I mean, I am only like 40 miles from Six Flags. So, I mean, that's something to go do, I guess. I don't know if I could get a truck in there, though. So what's everyone up to today? I ain't really been able to post much up this week. With training and everything, it makes it a little harder to try to make videos when you're trying to focus on making sure they know what they're doing. Once he gets a little more comfortable with everything, I will. This last week, it's pretty much been raining the entire time, and with him trying to focus on getting the vehicles onto the ramp safely, walking on the ramp safely, I don't want to overwhelm him too much with it. But yeah, I actually was working on one the other day, and I got a phone call right in the middle of it, and I didn't realize it, and it cut the video off, and we'd already done like an hour of recording. Well, so I thought. I was so mad. Yeah, that's exactly what I was, we were working on, Spins. I had everything set up, and I thought it was going great until the video shut off when someone called. Yeah, I might do another video whenever I get up to Michigan, and when I pick that car up. Man, it's boring out here. It's freaking 40 degrees and dropping. It's supposed to be like 20 degrees is the low here tonight. That sucks. Coming from that 60 and 70 degree down in Texas, it sucks. I don't understand this. This truck stop has like 70 spots. I got in here at 11:45. Not a single spot open, and even all the make-your-own spots were pretty much taken. So I'm literally parked on the exit lane getting out of the truck stop. Oh yeah, Yeah, for sure, Spins, for sure. Because either way, I mean, I got to go through the whole process. Even though it's your car, I still got to write up a bill of lading and everything like that. Oh, there you go, Spins. Yeah, I mean, it made me so mad though, Box, because literally we thought we'd filmed an hour's worth of stuff and all of it was lost. It's like, really? Like, this was an absolute waste of time right here. Yeah, I don't really have to do 34s though. So that's not something I have to worry too much about. I don't know why my camera keeps going out of focus. The one time it wants to go out of focus. Literally, me and Box sat there and filmed that whole thing and it never once went out of focus. But I try to go live and every time it does it. Which, speaking of, if there's anybody on here that hasn't already gone and checked it out, go over to my man M.A.S's YouTube channel. Check out the trailer for the DOT Dark Side of Trucking. Then work your way up. We got a couple videos on there so far. We're on our second week doing it. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be putting out the new videos. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Exactly. The power of paper, man. Which, I don't really use a paper logbook. I use the Keep Trucking just for simplicity, because it gets it can become real hard to keep control of. You talking about the autofocus? Is YouTube doing it? Yeah, it's YouTube for you. Did you ever figure out how to do the live on that Hero 7? Because I've been curious to see if it's any good. Because I mean, normally I don't really need my main phone to look at the chats anyway. I always just look at my business phone. So you have to put in. Oh, okay. You have to put in the URL. Gotcha. I mean, that's really not that bad. I mean, if it's good video quality, I mean, most of the phones nowadays, though, I mean, the video quality is good anyway. Like the Note 9 that I use, it's pretty good. It picks up great audio, as you know, Box. Yeah, you have to try it out, Spins, and see. I mean, Box apparently knows how to do it, and I'm sure that he can walk us through it. Because I'm thinking about going and picking up a Hero 7 today. I've really been debating it, because there's a Best Buy right over here beside the Chinese buffet we went to, and I'm thinking about going in and just picking one up, picking up the black one. Yeah, it picked up stupid well, Box. Like, I didn't really understand that, like, because Choice was saying that yours didn't really pick up anything, and it's like I was telling, I can't remember who I was telling on the stoop the other day, like, literally when we did that, it was supposed to be a trial to see how the audio and everything was going to come out, and it just ended up perfect. I wonder how the Hero 7 would do picking up audio for a live chat, though. Or if I would have to use a mic. Well, I've got a lavalier mic, so I would imagine my lavalier mic should work with it. A 30 mic? Okay. Yeah, I mean, the lavalier mic's pretty nice. It's done pretty well for me. I mean, and then I got a new tripod not too long ago. I don't know if you heard me talking to Sonny about it yet or not. I paid like, it was like 20 some dollars for it, and it came with the attachment for my phone and for the GoPro. So it muffles you, but not the exhaust. That's insane. Like, I don't really understand why it would pick up the background noise and not everything else. Let me see if I can find this this stand. I don't know where my trainee put it. Oh. Yeah. This whole thing. I mean, it collapses up pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't take up too much room. But it just came with this little mount that just lift it up, put your phone in, and it clamps down on it. I mean, it's not bad. Then just unscrews and you put the GoPro mount on it. Not too bad. It's got the level bubble and all that good happy stuff. I don't think it's too bad for like $20 though. Yeah, it was cheap. What's up, Wyo? How you been, man? It's going. Sitting up here in Missouri right now. The dealership I'm supposed to deliver to, it's going to a, where the heck is it going to? I don't even remember now. If I can find the bill of lading here with it. Too many bill of ladings. That's the one downfall to this. You got a stupid amount of paperwork. Like, this is just this load. That's a stupid amount of paperwork. Yeah, man, like I said, Cowboy, I got mine at, I got that thing at Walmart, and it's done great. Oh, it's a CarMax I'm going to, Wyo. This CarMax up here, apparently they're closed on Sundays, and they don't open for transporters until 7:30 in the morning. So I've got to do that and then hightail over to Pittsburgh. So I've got one guy that keeps calling me about his car. And it's like, dude, I told you I'd be there on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know why you keep calling me every single day. But it's like nothing's changed. I'm still going to be there on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, it sucks, Spence, because I still got to, or Young Intern, because I still got to fill one of these papers out for you too, which it kind of sucks because it's more paperwork I have to deal with, but. I don't know, that little one that came with my my tripod, it's held up for a while now. Hold on a second, Wyo. The guy that's new to my job. Oh wow, man. Let me tell you. So I remember when I was I just came back when I was just starting trucking. I just came back to the yard to do like my test out after getting off my trainer's truck. And one of the guys there, they have the automatic fifth wheel release where you just pull the handle inside the truck. And I guess he was messing around with it. He was like week one trainee, pulled it, dropped the trailer on the ground. Luckily it was empty, but he still had to sit there and try to crank that thing all the way back up. That sucks for him. All right, Wyo. So some of the things that I dislike about car hauling and some of the things I like about it. So some of the things I like about it, first thing is going to be the pay. The pay is really good with car hauling. The amount of vehicles that you get to drive that you normally wouldn't be able to, like Ferraris, some of these Teslas, things like that that most of us average people just can't afford. Because if you think about it, how many times are you going to get to say, yeah, I've drove a Ferrari or I've drove XYZ car or whatever? Like right now, I've got a 2016 Hellcat Charger on here, tuned at like 400 some odd horsepower, and been driving that around. I've got a supercharged Cadillac CTS-V. I mean, there's all kinds of cool different cars that I normally wouldn't be able to buy myself, or I would choose not to buy myself. Some of the things I don't like about it, the stress and the paperwork. Those are the two big things that I don't like about car hauling. There's, like I said, you probably just seen me hold up the stack of paperwork. There is a stupid amount of paperwork that you have to keep up with. And the stress of having to worry about your heights, things like that. Every time you come up to an underpass, you have to worry about, okay, am I going to make it under this? If your delivery is off a back road, in some of these little small towns like Pennsylvania and out in the Northeast, there's a lot of low underpasses out there, like 13.8, 13.7, and you may be 14 foot. So you may have to actually pull over, unload a vehicle just to get your height down to be able to get under. Those are the biggest things I really don't like. I do miss the simplicity of flatbed. You pull up, you get one BOL, you throw some straps, throw a tarp maybe, whatever, go, and you're done. The multiple pickups, that's another thing that I dislike, but you get used to it because there's times where you have 9 different pickups, 10 different pickups, whatever it may be, and that sucks. Hey, at least the legs were halfway down. I mean, that's a lot less he has to crank it. Trying to do that when it drops all the way down with the landing gear completely up, I wouldn't want to do it. That's one of the things I've always been particular about when I was doing dry van and flatbed and reefer, is to make sure that I've got my landing gear down before I ever touched anything. And like for me, like I don't even pull my kingpin until I have it set. Like even with my car hauler, because I have to put boards underneath of it before I can drop the trailer so that it doesn't sit too low to the ground. And with that, I make sure everything is set. I lower my airbags, then I pull my kingpin. Cowboy, that don't surprise me, man. Guilty's a good guy though. So I use the app from time to time. It really depends, because some of the brokers I've found out, which is why I have so much paperwork on this load instead of using the app, some of the brokers aren't wanting to take the ones from the app. They would rather have the physical copy where you actually hand fill it out, because on the app it doesn't actually mark where the damage is when you notate it. It just kind of puts it in a general area, and they want you to actually draw or mark exactly where the damage is at on the vehicle. So that's one of the things you have to take into account. What I usually do, I use a cam scanner if it's for billing, and I just take a picture of it with cam scanner, and it'll crop it down to the actual document and put it into a PDF so they can just print it out. Yeah, that would suck, Cowboy. I mean, I definitely would not want to do that. Yeah, well, I mean, for the most part, you can get away with using the app. There's just very few brokers out there that don't want you to use the app. I can actually, if you give me a second here, I'll tell you a couple of them that I know do not let you use the app. So, Max Steve's Enterprise, they don't like you using the app. They want it actually handwritten. Why is it? There we go. If you ever do anything for Vroom, which is they're a dealership down in Texas. They buy used cars, kind of like Carvana does. They don't like you to use the app. They want to have a physical copy because they don't actually have a representative there to sign for it when you deliver the vehicle. It's just somebody that they hire through a temp agency to work the gate. So they prefer it to be a physical copy. That way they can turn it in. And then Nationwide Transport Services. They are another one that does not like using the app. Those are really the big ones that I've found that give you issues about it. Other than that, for the most part, most people don't really care. And especially if it's COD, if they're going to give you cash or a check when you deliver it, they don't care. They don't care if they sign on an app and you email it to them or give them paper. No. These are RBOLs. You're good, cowboy. Hold on a second. Let me show you why. Let me find a blank one real quick. Well, I don't really want to put that out there, but let's see if I can find a way to do this. No offense, why I don't want to put my company name out there because there's too many people that will start crap and try to call DOT on you. But yeah, you get them made and it'll have your company information over here, your phone numbers over here, and then your BOL number. Here's the amount for like if it's COD, and then there's your inspection form. You just fill out all the vehicle information, do your inspection, and then down here you just get them to sign at the pickup and then sign at the delivery, and it's a three-page copy. So the shipper gets a copy, receiver gets a copy, and then you have the master copy. Put these up. Mine's not in Phoenix, Spins. The one I use is still in Tennessee because that's where my LLC is established. I never changed it. I have a secondary address on it to show a Phoenix address, but my LLC is still primarily registered in Tennessee. So that's where I do all of my stuff through, and that's just because the tax rate and everything in Tennessee is different versus in Phoenix. Yeah, no problem, Maya. Yeah, normally, like, if it was just me and you talking personally, like, I wouldn't care to send a picture of it. It's just, you never know with some of the trolls that'll get on the live feeds and everything, and they'll try to call DOT and say, hey, this person ran me off the road, they're in this area, blah, 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 and I don't like playing that game. Okay, Wyatt, do you mean like for trucking in general, or are you meaning for like the BOLs? Because if you're just talking trucking in general, I've got quite a few I use. For the BOLs, all I really use is Super Dispatch if I'm doing the digital copies. Now, if we're talking about just trucking in general, okay, yeah, I see there, Wyatt. So for trucking in general, I have my Keep Trucking app for my logbook. Trucker Path. I like Trucker Path just because you can see the weigh station updates, whether they're open, closed. You can see the truck stops. Sometimes you get people nice enough to actually update the parking status, but for the most part, you'll find out people won't do that for you. But I usually just use it for that. Trucker Path actually also put an update not too long ago where they have a truck routing option. I haven't tried it out personally. I don't know if any of the other Stoop members in here have tried it out. They can put in the comments and say whether it's actually any good or not, but I haven't used that feature on it. And then I've just got like my general, like the Loves app, Pilot app, TA app. Let's see, is there anything else I really use? The Cat Scale app, because even though I have a right way system, I still use the Cat Scale from time to time. And it's nice just to be able to do it on my phone and not have to carry around as much paper, because as I've said, I hate paperwork. And then I think that's really about all I use as far as for trucking. I do have smart truck routes on my phone that I pay for. It's a couple dollars a month through the App Store or the Google Play Store, and it's actually pretty good. You put in your height, weight, length, all your dimensions, and it'll give you safe routes for you to travel on. It's not gonna be perfect. It's a GPS, it's technology, but it's pretty decent. Yeah, I use my phone for Keep Trucking, and I love it because I'm not required to run an e-log. So, but even when I was required to run an e-log, I still use Keep Trucking because you can update everything through the app on your phone. The only thing, if you're doing it in e-log mode, you cannot update or mess with your drive time. Drive time is fixed automatically, but anything else, off duty, on duty, sleeper, all of that stuff you can edit, you can change your times, things like that on it. But for me personally, where I don't have to run an e-log, I do like it because, like I said, I can update everything. It's real simple. Go in, set what time I was driving, change all my notes, go in. I can edit my pre-trip time, my pre-trip locations. I can do all that on there. So yeah, I actually like it. Okay, so yeah, Young and Trucking saying that the maps on Trucker Path is garbage. So yeah, I wouldn't trust it then. Doesn't surprise me because the Trucker Path app fails so much anyway. It's stupid. I will say this though, any of you guys that use Loves, if you hit the promotion for the month where you get like 12 extra points per gallon or whatever, shoot, it's stupid ridiculous. I pulled into this Loves here, got fuel before we parked, and I got $26 in rewards points just off one time filling up. Oh, and I actually have another app, wow. It doesn't really pertain to car hauling, but I do have another one that's it's a tandem slide calculator, and you put in whatever the weights the cat scale tells you and what hole you're in on your trailer, and it'll give you like an adjustment of like what hole you need to put the tandems onto to be good on your weights. Cash. For the most part, I just use Cash Wyo. It's easier, but if I do use a fuel card, we have one through Night Brokerage. It's an EFS card, and they actually give us pretty decent discounts. I've never used FuelBook, Young and Trucking. I know a lot of people that have. I personally don't use it. I just go on Trucker Path and just look where fuel's the cheapest. I use Loves just for their rewards points. That's literally about it. I'll stop, I'll get like 50, 60 gallons or whatever, just enough to go ahead and get the shower credit if it's cheap fuel. Other than that, I usually try to go to the mom and pop places. So, Wyo, I've seen you on here a couple times now. I know you were talking about you were wanting to get into car hauling. What are you doing right now? Are you pulling like a dry van, reefer, flatbed or something? Or are you new coming into the industry? Detention is very, very tricky when it comes to car hauling. I can tell you right now, the only time you're ever going to get detention is if you go to an auto auction. If you go to a Copart, where they physically have to load the vehicle onto your trailer with a forklift, that you can get detention for. Other than that, you're never going to see detention, because like a Mannheim or something like that, you actually have to walk and find the vehicles yourself. So if it takes you 2 hours to find the vehicles, they see that as that's your fault, not their fault. Copart, though, where they're known for taking forever, that you can get detention on. Now tips do happen. It just depends. I hauled a vehicle probably 2 or 3 months ago for a Dallas Cowboys player. Picked it up in Los Angeles, California, and took it down to the Dallas Cowboys stadium, and I got a $200 tip from him. Okay, there you go, Wyo. So you're getting your truck this week. There you go. 7-car trailer, you can do pretty good, especially depending on where you're based out of and where you're willing to run. You can make some real good money with a 7-car. I think my trainees passed the fuck out. That's very true, Wyo. Coast to coast is what's best. Because you may have heard me say it before, I usually just run Arizona to the northeast back to Arizona. And that's what tends to be paying the best year round. Yeah, from my personal experience, that's what I've seen. You can still make good money doing like a triangle or something, because I do every so often where I'll pick up in Arizona, go to Dallas to Houston, pick up in Houston, go to Denver to Cali to Arizona. And you can make good money doing that too, but it fluctuates on the time of the year, because when you get in those areas, you have to know what cars are moving, what cars aren't moving. So like in Houston, the big thing that comes out is going to be Volkswagens and Audis. But they only supply the vehicles for the West Coast from that port specifically. Now, that being said, if they haven't sold any cars, then there's not going to be any loads coming out. But when there are loads coming out, they pay stupid good. They pay $6,000, $7,000 for 1,000 miles. And then if you ever get out to Cali or Phoenix area and you need a load, you can almost always find a load of Teslas, and they pay real good. They pay $5,000 for 7 cars to go from Phoenix to Dallas or Houston. Yeah, it's not bad at all, Wyo. I mean, you'll make some real good money out here. Just take the time, don't get in a hurry, make sure your spacing's good, which that's going to come over time. There's really no way to say exactly what the perfect amount is, because you have to go off the height, you got a lot of factors. Just take your time, be cautious with it, make sure you don't hit anything. $250 is usually more than enough for most people. You can do the $350, but you're not really going to need it. Most of them are cool with $250. One thing I will say though is when you're loading cars, especially on a 7-car, when you load them onto the bottom row, make sure that when you're driving it on, you want to keep it as close to the left-hand side as you can. And then when you go to get out of the vehicle, get out on the right side. That way you have enough room to open the door without actually scratching up their doors and everything. If not, it's going to be a pain to get out of those vehicles. Yeah, no problem, Wyo. But guys, I've been on here for 35 minutes now. I appreciate everybody stopping, checking in. But hopefully I'll have some more videos coming up here soon. Like I said, he's getting to the point where he's pretty comfortable with it now, so now we can actually work on filming different things that I don't have to stand there and walk him through each step by step. So I'll check back in with you guys here at some point this week. Hopefully I have another video up. But go ahead, if you're not already, make sure you follow Choice M.A.S. Follow Truck It with Box. He's in the comments section. You can go over to his channel. He's the one that's actually writing the scripts and everything. He's the mastermind behind the DOT Dark Side of Trucking video that we've been working on in the stoop. But yeah, go follow both of them, and then tune in Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and check out the new video. I appreciate you guys.